console. So in our previous session, we saw these things. We created one server, and in this server, we need to install this Oracle Home, like Oracle database, complete database we need to install. For that, we did this Oracle instance configuration and CRT files like database. For this database, we can keep the same name, whatever we mentioned for the SID. Like we mentioned devdb. This is our SID. You can keep the same thing for devdb for our database name to identify, okay, this SID belongs to this database. So through this SID, we can access this database. By using this SID or instance, we can access this database. Without this instance, we cannot access the database. That's where as and when you have installed your database software, first what we did is software installation. Once we've done that, this instance has been configured. And then what we are going to do is dbca command, database configuration. DB means database, C means configuration, A means assistancy. So by using this tool, we configured our database. On this server, to configure or to install this database software, we required one operating system. Okay, we required one operating system. We installed Oracle Linux OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux 7 we installed first on the server. On top of that, we are going to install database software, DB software only. And then now in this session, we are going to see this DBCA. By using DBCA tool, we are going to configure the database. Whenever you are going to create this, your mandatory table spaces will create all 5 tables. Without these 5 table spaces, there is no use of this database server or why we are going to use it. That's where we need to do that. Okay, today what we are going to do is, I'm again showing you this one, database software installation, okay, by using run installer today, and then DBCA. It won't take more than 5 to 7 minutes. And then we can use DBCA command, install our database. It is taking around 15 minutes. After we configure the database, I'll show you how to connect our database server in real time and how to connect. And then how to start and stop the database. How to start and stop DB. These 4 scenarios we are going to see today. First, we will see this run installer. In our previous session, we saw that. And again, I want to show you one more thing. As and when you are going to install by using run installer command in your real-time servers, you will get this kind of errors, guys. Unable to verify the graphical display setup. So we need to do that display setup, even though if your export display equal to display name or some other things, some of the real-time environments, we may not enable this display. We may not enable. For that reason, we need to use another tool where the display has been. Display is nothing but if you want to use your graphical user kind of one. This method, okay, to install our Oracle databases, you can use either GUI mode or command line mode. We are doing GUI mode. Okay, we are using GUI mode, graphical user interface. Another mode is CMD, not the cement, command line interface. This method we call silent method. For this, we don't need any Java. We don't need any kind of setting up the display and other things. By using a response file, RESPONSE, I'll show you that. By using the response file, we will input like whatever the inputs it is going to ask, all the inputs we are going to place in this response file. We are running the run installer command with this response file. So GUI mode is not required, but we are not using this method. Now we are using this GUI method, graphical user interface. It is interactive method. In case of interviews, if somebody will ask you how to install Oracle database softwares. By using run installer, we are using, whether you are following GUI method or you are using silent method. You can say we used GUI method. Why not in silent mode? If this display is not there, if in your organization this display option is not available, you have only one option, that is the silent mode. But nowadays most of the organizations have multiple tools they're using. So to use that, I am using mobile xterm is one tool. This is mobile xterm. This we can download it from the Google directly. Okay, here we need to connect that same database server which is there inside of this machine, but for that we need this IP address or the host name. Any one of that is fine. We can connect to this database remotely. Okay, let me connect to that. We are using SSH connectivity. So I need to place this IP address to whom, like which server I need to connect, and specify the username, which user I need to connect. I need to connect to Oracle user. First time if you are logging, it is asking you to this, accept the changes, and then it will ask you to prompt the password. See, this is my user. I want to try to connect to this user. That user is existed in the server, otherwise it won't allow. And then we need to enter the password for that user. Once I enter the password, it is asking to save or store this password into this system. One time if you logged in, next time onwards, you no need to provide the password for this server on this machine. That is the beauty of this mobile xterm. See here, I have connected. I have connected to the same server where I have this machine is inside of our virtual machine. Okay. Host name. If I can give host name, it will show you RACSDB01 local domain. Same I have connected outside, right? Host name. RACSDB01 local domain. Same host I have connected. See, X authority is not showing this, does not exist. That is fine. First login, it will be showing some of the package, OS level package, that is. Here it is, see, X11 forward is enabled. In this machine here, the X11 forward is not enabled. But here in this mobile xterm, I did not done anything. By default, it is going to allow the X11 forward. If it is not enabled, there is no tick mark for this, green tick mark, then you cannot able to open your Java related form, GUI, graphical user interface related things. Okay. If you want to take another session, click right click and open on this one. Duplicate session, right click, duplicate tab. It will open you multiple sessions. Okay. See, we haven't seen this error. Home X authority does not exist here. That will show you first login. This RPM, that could be some package is not going to read properly, but next time onwards, that will be opened properly. So these many sessions I have opened, this is not required. I'm going to close it. So from here, we need to go to Oracle home location. Oracle home location, what is mean by this? Oracle home, where your Oracle database softwares you have unzipped. Okay, and then in this location, you are going to configure your database software. Without this software, we cannot create the database. We cannot create system table space. We cannot create sysocs, undo, user, temp table spaces. And also we cannot do any kind of DBA activities. These are all the physical files. These are all the libraries, I can say, to create or to do any kind of DBA activities. Without these libraries, without these, not the library, these are the binaries, I can say software. Inside of your software, you have libraries. Libraries are executables. Under home, this is your home path where your software has been unzipped. This is your library inside of your home. These libraries has having some of the, if you want to perform to create a user, if you want to perform any kind of DBA activities, without these libraries, you cannot do anything. Okay, that's where we need to set the environment. If you set the environment means you need to set your where is your Oracle software and what is your Oracle instance name or SID name, and then path. If you set the path, it will read the executables. These three parameters are the important. See here, first parameter is home, export Oracle underscore home. This will store your Oracle binaries. This binary is nothing but the software. Okay, Oracle binaries. Next one, export Oracle SID. It will represent your which database instance it is, which database you want to connect. So that if you set this Oracle SID, this SID will connect to this database only individually. Why? Because in our single database server, we can install n number of databases. Single database server, in the same server, we can use n number of databases. Each database is having its own SID. That's where we need to set. It is identify, or it is specific. It will help to identify the database. Which database we want to, which DB you want to connect. Who will guide on that? This SID will do. Which DB you want to connect. If you set the different SID and you are trying to connect, that the SID is not exist, you cannot able to connect to the database. You cannot access the database. That's where that is that export SID is important. And export path. This path we are going to mentioning Oracle home/:path. I'll show you that in physically. cat.bash is the profile where we are going to set all this information. Export Oracle base. Base is located. It will store your all the database home location. Also, it will mention it here from the base location, and diagnostic related information will store in your base location, and also your data files. All the once you created your database, the data files will be stored into this base location. One directory will create Vara data. Inside of that will be created. These are all the important things. And path. See, once you have set the path, Oracle home bin. This bin directory is having, if I can go to this location, here also all the utilities, SQL plus. Now after you install the database, you are using SQL plus utility. How that is going to work? After you install the database software, you are using DBCA command. How this DBCA command works? Why? Because we set the path is going to read this utility and then it is going to executable. These are all the tools where we are using our database level. And lib location, these are all the executables. Executables will help to execute these tools. Like, what is the use of this DBCA? To configure your database, we are using DBCA utility. So if this DBCA needs to work properly, these libraries is required. Without these libraries, it will not work. Okay, so interlink will be there. Interlink. Starting from the Oracle base location, we have an interlink. This is the base directory. Base means, if you can say, if you are constructing a home, that's a basement. You are going to talk about that, right? Without that basement, we cannot make a next floors, GRs, +1, +2, +3 things. Same way, here in Oracle database, we can talk about this one is a base path. On base path, this database home will be there under products, and then diagnostic files will be created and also other things. Okay, guys. So base is very, very important. So everything we need to mention our bash profile. Without, like, the instance is going to read everything from your bash profile. That's where we are going to set this bash profile. As I said, this bash profile is useful only when you configured one instance in one server, one database instance or one database server on one server. Then only we can use bash. Otherwise, we can use Vara env. Okay, we haven't configured our database yet. This Vara env will not able to see. This is taking the dev DB. It could be in others, like previously which I have set it. We set the path, right? It took that path from the dev DB. Even though if you mention dev DB and home, you don't know. Why? Because we haven't given proper information to this home. In this way, we need to set the home path. If you are not using the bash profile, see here it is, we don't have anything. If you are trying to connect with SQL plus SSS DBA, nothing. We will not get anything. Why? Because we haven't installed anything on the server. Okay, let me exit here. If you exit, session will be closed. Okay, guys. Let us go quickly to install our database in 5 minutes. By using run installer command, we are going to configure our database as yesterday we saw it. I'll take the snapshots and I'll give you, let it execute it. It's just 5 minutes task. We are just going to create only the software. As I said, this is SID or Oracle instance where we are going to create. So we are doing only software installation. From Oracle home location, we need to go and then run the run installer. It will create it. So I mentioned that. I'll go quickly, click on next, and we are installing the standalone database. We are not going with the RAC instance. Differences we already saw, right? Standalone doesn't have a high availability, one instance for one database, but RAC multiple instances for one database. It means we can access single database from multiple sources. That source we call it as an instance, but here one instance, one source only there to access our database. I'll show you tomorrow or day after tomorrow this RAC installation. Let me quickly execute it. Enterprise edition, we are going to select it. Why? Because it's having more features compared to the standard edition. And also licensing cost is very high compared to standard version for enterprise version. Small companies are using standard version, but MNCs, multinational companies, they are using enterprise Linux version. This is the base directory. As and when you have start your installation, it will take the base path only. On top of this base path, it is going to read your Oracle Home software location. Oracle Home means where is your software unzipped. We downloaded the software from Metalink, right? Oracle site. That software we have unzipped it here, and we said that this is my base location. You can go ahead and install. Inventory is one of the important parameter. It will read all the changes in your database server level. Okay, if you are going to apply a patch, if you are going to change some modifications on the software level, inventory will monitor. If inventory is corrupted, you can recreate the inventory. There is no issue, but you cannot able to get the changes. But we can recreate the inventory multiple times, no issues. That is one of the interview question. People will ask you, my inventory is corrupted and how you can access your database. And while you are applying the patch, the inventory is corrupted, how you are going to apply the patch? We can simply say we can recreate the inventory by using OUI command, or else we can create manual directory and then we can reinitiate the patch. There is no issue at all. So here, these are all the groups where I am using to install. Like, this is not required, guys. This is a default. No need to worry about these things. If you want to perform these kind of setups in your database software after you install, you need some kind of group. Like group, what I can say, we are going to distinguish or differentiate the work which we are performing inside of our database by using this group also. So I am using Oracle user. My user is Oracle, right? I can take another tab. I'll show you. So clear. Which user I connected? By using ID command, I connected to Oracle user. This is my group. So whatever the task I'm doing, my group of people, if somebody we have created in this database, another OS user, username is different, Oracle 2. Okay. We need to assign that user to this group. Then whatever the task we are performing on this instance, if we are assigning this group user, that user also having that same kind of privileges. Group will set up the people we treat as one group. Okay. Set of jobs which are performed on the database level, we treat as a group. This is the default Oracle O install group I am using here. In my Oracle user, I'm using O install group. That's where I selected for all the tasks. This group needs to be there. If I want to perform DR activity, I need this O install is my group. For each and every task, we can use different groups. Okay, there is no issue.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yep.
What's the difference between the O install group and the DBA group?
Nothing. Simple. This is one kind of group where you can use for in real time. Some of the organizations, they can use DBA group and then they can install their software, Oracle database software. So next time, if you are going to create another user, if you want to assign that user to this group, that group only can access the whatever the admin privileges is having to that Oracle user. That privileges by default, the group will be shared. I'll show you that one of the this thing. Let me go to Oracle home location. I'll show you the differentiate. See all the software files. This in this Oracle home, I have unzipped the software, right? This software file is having who is the owner of this file. This owner is Oracle. Okay. Under Oracle, we have unzipped this software. And what is the group? This software we have created under this OInstall group. If somebody is trying to access not the Oracle user, not the OInstall group, they cannot access this. And how we are going to provide that? Okay, how we are going to provide that privilege? Here it is the difference. So first one is belonging to your user. User is can able to read, write, execute that file. And next one is belonging to your group. If you are going to assign if you can log in with another user with the name of Oracle 1, that user is having this group, they can perform this activity, read, write, execute activity on this folder. So in real time, what is going to happen, right? All the DBAs, we are going to provide DBA group. And all the Oracle software level binaries installation, we can use OInstall. Or you can do complete database admin access also, we can give OInstall group. DBA also you can give. It's just a group of bunch of people or bunch of operations, whichever you are going to perform. You can give a group. That group can able to access. Instead of individual privileges, we are going to provide bunch of privileges to one particular source. That source we call it as a group. So there is no differentiate. Even we can use a DBA, but we need to change our Oracle user privileges. Main group, we can make it as a DBA, even though we have this DBA group assigned to this user. So this Oracle user can able to access OInstall group information, DBA group information, OPER group information, backup DBA group everything it can be accessible. Simply I can use OInstall. That's it. Even I can use DBA also. There is no issue. Why? Because we already added this user to all groups.
Thank you.
And under this user, if this user is the admin user as of now, by using this user, we are installing the database. If you are giving any one of this group to any one of that new user, which we are going to create, they can also access the admin level privileges. They can drop this folder also. They can rename this folder. They can delete this folder. That's where we need to be very cautious when you are creating a user OS level. Guys, this is a OS level privilege, not the database level privilege. This user is operating system level privilege. Okay, I'm talking about OS level. These users managed by the Unix team, operating system team. We are not going to manage these users and groups. It is a lab and demo purpose we are using. So we are creating all these users and groups. But real time, we are doing only database level users. We are yet to go to the topic. Another next week only, I think by end of this week or next week, we are going to database users part. Okay, you can use any kind of group, but the group should not be used by DBA. Why? Because DBA is an admin. He can perform the admin task. Simply it's some developer, PLSQL developer joined your organization. OS team created one user and they assigned that user to OInstall group. That user can perform admin tasks. He don't know what exactly mean by this deinstall command. He run the deinstall command from his command prompt, and our database has been deinstalled. It been crashed. It's a bang, right? Everything is crashed. That's where we should not provide admin groups. At that time, what they will do, OS team will create another group with the name of any one of that new name, DBR. They can give dev DBA or dev admin. They have only admin privilege. Whatever they have read-only privileges to that group. Okay, whatever groups we have given, these are all read-write privileges. These groups only having the admin user, that admin user maintained by the DBA only, ourselves. We should not share this user with any other developers or any other technical or application teams. Got it?
Thank you.
Yeah. So you can use DBA also, no issues here. Why? Because we already added this group to this user, DBA, where it is here. So we can use that as well, no issues. It is just a representation. Okay, this is an admin group. We should not provide. And also for our reminding purpose, what group I have given to this data guard administrator, what group I have given. So if you can given all the groups we install, we can easily reminding or remembering these things. That's where. So this is one important thing. And then this is a root script. What it does is it will update libraries OS level. It will create vara tab inventory. I mean, vara tab will be there. Cat etc vara tab. See here, as of now, I am trying to read this. There is no such file. Okay, vara tab. This will be created. Root.sh will create this vara tab in vara tab folder, and it will update the vara tab. Okay, let me try to switch to root user. cat/etc vara tab. Nothing. We don't have vara tab. No such file directory. Let's see. After we finish this thing, it will create it. Okay, that is the importance of this step. In interviews also, people will ask you why we need to run root.sh script. I'll tell you. I'll show you that as well, and what it does. So prerequisites, let it check. If any issues, storage or space is not sufficient, it will throw an error, but we have sufficient storage, no issues on that. This is our like Oracle, which version we are going to summarizing the screen. What are the parameters we set it? Okay, high level steps, that's it. Here I'll show you this thing. I told you right now, whatever the approach we are going to use, this is the GUI, graphical user interface. We are going to install our database. Run installer we did. We got this GUI prompt. Okay. Here it's an interactive method. Whatever the parameters it is required, we are giving interactive manner. But if you want to install your database in silent mode, yes, we can do that. How? This response file is there. No, you can save this response file. Next, this will save into any one of that name. Okay, this is my devdb response file. This is extension for .rsp. For next instance, if I want to install another database, there I should not use this GUI manner. I can use silent. This response file will help to install in silent mode. Save this file. I have saved that. I'll show you where that response file will be there. Okay, and then click on install. It will take another 5 minutes. It won't take much. Give me 3 minutes, guys. I'll be back during this installation. So do you understand, right? What is the method which we are using? We are using GUI method now. We can do another one is a response file. The response file will be there in Oracle home location. Okay, in root level we are at. Go to home to respond. Here we have, if you are unable to fetch any one of the file in this location, just simply we can do locate option, locate start.rsp. Okay. Locate start.rsp. If you are not sure which directory I need to go, the file where it is stored. Okay. Simply you can locate with the name, and star means before this RSP, whatever the what I can say, pre-name or that we are not able to recall, you can use that, or else just 3 characters of that name. You can use locate star, the 3 characters, and then ending with the star. We don't know what it is. So all the files it will be going to show you. So this is a Linux command. Okay. So our response file is stored. Netka Oracle server db install response file. Here it is under inventory response location. Oracle home inventory response file location. Here our db response file will be. See here, db install. This is a response file, and also Oracle server enterprise edition response file. So this response file we can use. If I can read that, what all the information it is going to have. these many informations is going to. So we need to set what is our SID. That is one thing. And type of our installation. What type of installation we are going to do it. What is our DB name things. So this we can use to configure. If you are using cluster RAC installation, we need to provide all these inputs, guys. So instead of this, what we did is run installer. It will ask you everything here only. Okay, everything. It will prompt it here. We are going to update that information promptly. So this inventory, this root.sh scripts will create your inventory. Okay, let me take the snap. As I showed you, we don't have Vara inventory entries as of now. Vara tab. No such file or directory. Let's see after I have executed. We need to connect to root user. See, this is the difference, guys. This is non-admin user. Dollar symbol means it's a non-admin user. If you are seeing anything under putty with the hash symbol, this is a root admin. Okay, root means OS team needs to be handled. If you are a senior guy, you know everything what about the root and what kind of task we can do. You can do those tasks under root, but be cautious. It's very dangerous. Okay, dangerous means if you are doing this having full rights. If you want to delete any kind of file which is not belonging to Oracle user, through the root user we can delete it, we can recreate it, we can modify it. That's where it's very powerful tool. Powerful login user. Okay, don't try to do anything. If you want to do any kind of actions, please take a backup before doing any kind of actions. Okay, these scripts, what is going to do? First, we need to do Vora install root.sh script. These scripts we need to run from the root user. Here we have open a terminal window, log into root and enter, run the scripts one by one. We need to run. After that, we need to click on OK. Then our database installation will be finished. Database software installation. First script I have executed. See, it has been updated. What it is going to do is Vara inventory group permissions. It is, I have given 777 permission to this group, but it is going to provide the read write execute proper 755 or other privileges. Let me check what privileges it done. CD app or LS7 MTR. See here, I have given 777, but it is removed the privilege. Why? Because others cannot able to access this inventory. Okay, that's where this means. This first script does does that Vara inventory privileges. Okay, Vara inventory related script. And second script, what it is going to do? Here also we can see etc Vara tab, whether the Vara tab has been created. No. So it is going to create your Vara tab, this root.sh, and also it is going to provide owner of this database home, from which owner we are going to install this database. And this is our database home location where we have unzipped the software. This information and this Oracle information is stored into your Vara tab, and also it will create your Vara tab folder in your root level. Also, this user local bin is the OS level, root level directory. It is going to update your DB home, where is your database binaries unzipped, and Vara inventory. It will set your Oracle SID and Oracle home. It will store permanently into this location. And Cora env. This is a different scenario. We are not going to use this environment related, but these two information has been stored. And also where that information has been stored, it created the Vara tab file and then updated this Vara tab file with these three informations. Okay, if interviewer asking you what exactly root.sh will create do, you can see now we got this file. Got it? So that is the importance of this root.sh. So many interviews. I saw so many interviews. Most of the interviews they will ask this question as part of, do you know how to install Oracle database? They will ask first question, and once you said that, what is the importance of root.sh? What is the importance of Vara inventory? Okay, they will ask that questions only. Let me take off all these informations. We need to run this script. First one, it is going to create your inventory, changing the group name and to install. Okay, Why? Because it is going to change the group name. You have asked one doubt when I am going to change these groups. You asked the DBA, right? At that time, we given O install group. Okay. This O install group is going to update it into your Vara inventory. If you are giving DBA, this DBA group is going to update it into your Vara inventory. Okay. That is where it is going to look into. Okay. That is fine. Root.sh we have executed. And if you click OK, that step will be finished. Let me inventory root.sh. Yeah, I need to look this. I have to go. Yeah, this one is important. That's all, guys. And then if you click on OK, it will be finished. Your installation has been finished. And then immediately we can start our database installation by using DBCA command. Database software install completed. Now we need to do database creation part by using DBCA tool. We can create database. Okay, we can execute from this DBCA from anywhere. Okay, this has been completed. Okay, I need to close this, then only it will be this. I'll give you. Okay, this script, this file I'll share you after this session. I'll place in our shared drive location. This is important. And what we are going to do is our DBCA command. Now only our instance has been built. Now we are going to do, I'll show you one more time. What we did is, where our architecture. Okay, this part we did it. As of now, we configured as part of the architecture. This DB is also there. What we did is we completed this portion. This complete portion we call it as SID or Oracle instance. Oracle instance. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create this part. This is important. This is original data. Original data. If you want to write anything, you should have some database related table spaces or data files. So original data is stored into your CRD files, control file, redo log file, and data files. So now we are going to create these files. Okay. Let us go ahead and by using DBCA command, DBCA or utility, where this tool will be stored under your Oracle home bin location. This tool is there, but you can initiate it from anywhere. Okay, once you have set up the things, you can execute from anywhere. Quickly jump to here. See, I'll show you that utility. Now I am in Oracle home location. Okay, how we should know it is a Oracle home echo $ Oracle _ home. If you give this is my Oracle home. Same path we already there, right? Then go to bin location. In this bin location, if you want to identify specific file, give ls -ld and DBCA. This file only I want to see from this folder. That's where I need to mention LD, specific list of the directory, specific directory. This is my DBCA command. This we can execute it from here, or I can go to this location, home location. This is my Oracle home location. From here also I can execute it, DBCA. If I can type DBCA, I'll get GUI prompt to configure my database. So there is no need to go for where exactly the DBCA tool is there. There is no need. Okay. That is where we can execute the DBCA. What is going to do? It is going to execute 14 steps. Okay. Out of 14, more than 7 or 8 is not required. Only a few steps is required. Let us go ahead and do that. Okay, let me take complete snap. We need to execute this from anywhere and select the create database. If you are already having the database, we can manage it. If you want to delete an existing database also, we can delete by using this command to delete the database. Okay, run the DBCA. You can use // also, that is fine. Otherwise, that is, if you are not using also, fine.
Sir, another one thing, sir. Sir, how we can set this echo Oracle underscore home path?
Okay, so
we
that's
have.
fine. Yeah, that is, I'll tell you that. So for each and
Okay.
every environment, once you logged in means I have connected with Oracle user, right? So if you go with PWD, where I am exactly present working directory, this means where I am home/Oracle. Okay, if you are using another username, it will show you another name, Oracle 1, Oracle 2, RACS. Okay, why? Because we are using Oracle. This is the home where root level it will be maintained, this home. But user is created by the Linux team. Once they have created that user, they have assigned to us, and we are using this user. So this location, home location, we called this name, this directory as a home location. Here, if you can try to look for ls-ltr a means if you are seeing this file, see, if I use this command, I can see only one file. Okay, response file. But I want to see hidden files. Some of the files will be there. In Windows, we can say hide. Some files we can hide it. Until unless you can unhide, we cannot see those files, right? Similar way, in Linux server, we have hidden files will be there. Those start with dot parameter. So if you want to see those files, you can add a. So it will show you. If I added extra a, it showed all the dot. Hidden files will start with the dot. Okay, these are all, these many files is there in this directory. Oracle home, home Oracle location. Here, this is the path where we can set that. For your question, I have set this Oracle, my Oracle home is this location, my base is this location, and my SID is DevDB. I only set these parameters. If you are not going to set these parameters, we cannot see this. If you are trying to type echo $Oracle home and echo $Oracle SID, okay, these things will not displayed. In this bash profile, we need to set. If you are using single instance, if you are using multiple instances in the same server, like next time if I want to create one more database is in the server, this RACDB database server, at that time we should not use this bash profile. At that time we can use .vara-env. .vara-env. How it is going to identify? As part of our installation, we ran the root.sh script right here. Here only we ran it. Root.sh script. What it is does? Where is your Oracle home? And vara-env. This vara-env look for your Oracle user and home location. If we set this environment with SID and DevDB is my SID and home, we need to set where is our Oracle home path. We should know, right? We only created these directories. If you give manually, in this way also we can set the environment. So for your question, answer is we set all the details into your bash profile. That's where we are trying to echo it. Echo means show that. That's it. If you are giving echo Oracle home, it will show the path of echo Oracle home, whatever we mentioned in the bash profile.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
No problem. So that's where we are going to see it. Okay, let us come to our DBCA, database configuration assistance. Okay. So we are going to create the database. Did I took the snap of that? Yes, I did. And next one, click on next. See these two types of database configuration methods. If you are using typical configuration, by default, all this information has been fetched. You just need to rename what database name you want to mention. Database name and global database name. Somebody will ask you the difference between the database name and global database name. You can say same. Both are same, but global database is nothing but the fully qualified database name. You can use .local domain also. You can give, otherwise you can remove everything and you can give only DevDB. DevDB is my database name or global database name. Both we can mention same, or else you can use the domain, whatever the company domain you want to use, you can use that. But there is no much difference. If you are using this typical configuration, our local, we are not using ASM. Okay, we are using local file system. And where is our Oracle data? Where is your system table space, sysocs, undo table spaces were created under this vara data file directory under base. Base we already mentioned. Okay. This will create vara data directory. It will create automatically. And then it will create one DB unique name, our dev DB. Inside of that dev DB, it will store your all 5 table spaces. As of now, I'll show you. We don't have any information in this path. Oracle base, right? Oracle base location. We have that when you install this database software, diagnostics will come. This diagnostic location will store your alert log, trace files, all the important log files in the database. But we don't have any vara diag, right? 4th directory is not there. After you finished this database creation, you will see some extra directories here. Okay, I'll show you that. How those will show? This automatically it will create, but I'm not going to take this one. I'll use my advanced mode. Okay. Typical mode will enable everything is default. Your FRA is going to enable. FRA means to take your backups. Okay. And archive log backups. Those will store in this location. So I'm not going to use typical configuration. I'm using advanced configuration. There I can mention these locations manually. Okay. Manually. I'm using this advanced one. Typical also we can use, but that is not flexible because we are not going to manage the FRA location or other database files locations. So advanced mode, we can manage it properly. So in advanced mode, it is going to ask you these things. But if you are going with the typical, it will take OLTP only by default, and it is going to create it. But in advanced mode, it will ask you this database purpose. You are using for data warehousing purpose or custom database purpose or general purpose or transactions, OLTP, these things. This is OLAP, data warehousing, analytical purpose, data warehouse is required. But we are using as a DBA, we are supporting all OLTP databases, transaction processing, online transaction processing purpose. And some of the organizations, they can maintain both the databases, data warehouse and general purpose. At that time, we need to use data warehousing. We need to select the data warehousing. If you want to read, you can read more details on it. But as a DBA, we need to support this general purpose transactional databases. Okay, general purpose means live data. To store your day-to-day live data, we use OLTP databases. OLAP for data warehousing. That we are not going to do it. Click on next. Here it will ask again global database name, what is your SID, and if you want to create a multi-tenant architecture, we can use this. As of now, I haven't covered that multi-tenant architecture. We are not going to use this multi-tenant. Non-multi-tenant we are going to use 19C databases. Non-multi-tenant we are going to create. Global database name I am going to give DevDB. See, SID also automatically it will pick it, right? If you want to change, you can change it also. There is no issue. Dev SID. In this way also we can type it. There is no issue. But good practice purpose, you can keep the same database name and SID. Instance name same. We already set the SID, right? So we should not change this now. Later we can change it. And if you want to enable your multi-tenant architecture, you can create this. This is a multi-tenant architecture. Single PDB and single CDB databases. I'll explain this multi-tenant architecture as part of our RAC. I'll create a multi-tenant database over there. I'll explain over there. As of now, we are using non-multi-tenant 19C database. DevDB. That's it. We don't need to mention anything and click on next. Okay, this is default, guys, where you want to store your all the data files and other things. Okay, leave it as it is. If you are using OMF, Oracle Managed File System, if you enable the FRA, right, that will enable OMF file system. If I am not using this option, okay, this will store locally. OMF means I'll tell you as part of our this thing ASM file system, and also as part of our table space management. At that time, I'll explain you clearly. Oracle Managed File System means what exactly it is going to do it. As of now, we are using database normal storage. Normal file system. We are not using Oracle Managed File System. As part of ASM concept, you can clearly understand the difference between normal file system and Oracle managed file system and ASM file system. Okay, we are not using ASM file system. We are not using OMF managed file system. We are using normal local file system. Local file system means this one. Whatever the data is going to store in this location, in this file system under U01, here only I can say U01 app Oracle location, it is going to store. Okay, this path we call it as a local. Sorry, somebody asking something. Okay. So if you want to enable the FRA, you can enable it, but now we are not going to enable it. We will enable it manually. That is one kind of practice it is. So if you want to enable as part of the database creation, we can enable it. As I said, most of the steps we can give default options. Okay. No need to update all the changes now. Here network, this listener parameter. Why we need listener? As part of architecture we saw, right? That server process will take the request from the listener. From the client process, as and when client has been initiated one select query, who will receive the first? Listener will receive the first request. So I'm not going to create a listener now. I'll create it manually. In real time also, we are going to create manually. Whatever I'm doing in real time also, we are doing the same thing. Why? Because if I'm creating here, later I don't have any other option to show you again, right? I need to again drop this listener and then I need to show. By using netca command, one command will be there, netca, network configuration assistancy. By using this tool, I can configure the network parameter after our database creation. Okay, that's where I am not going to select this portion here. If I select this one, create listener one, it will create automatically. This command will execute as part of our database creation only. So I'm not going to select that. Okay, did I took the snap of that? Yes. And DB vault for high admin, how the user unauthorized users, if they want to try to access our databases, we need to avoid such kind of unauthorized accesses on our database. This is one kind of extra security feature which is given by the Oracle. So this is separate project actually. To enable your database vault in your databases, we need to do a lot of checks and then only we are going to enable it. Okay, if you enable the DB vault is a feature to secure unauthorized access, extra security. Okay, normal database also it won't allow unauthorized access, but still some people is trying to hack your databases. Oracle has been provided extra feature, that is DB vault. Okay, but we are not going to use DB vault in our project anymore. Even in real time also very few people are using, but Oracle strongly recommend you can enable the DB vault. If you enable it, no, that step automatically will created. We don't need to do extra steps. And here you can see what is our SGA size. Automatic shared memory and manual shared memory. These things, as part of the architecture, we gone through it. Automatic means if your RAM is less than 4 GB, if your RAM or memory is less than 4 GB, this will take automatic shared memory management by default. If your RAM is greater than 4 GB, 5 GB or 6 GB, we can select with manual method. Okay, manual method. And then we need to set up how much, like not the manual method, if it's a 4 GB, we can set with this thing. How much shared pool size we need to give, how much buffer cache size, how much large full and Java pool size. Like inside of our SGA, all these components will be there, right? If you assigning this much 1.7 GB to SGA, this automatic shared memory will assign on demand. If SGA is required 1 GB, it will assign from this 1.7 GB to 1 GB. Buffer cache is required 500 MB. SGA will assign automatically. If you are giving fixed size, that will leverage to your database performance also. So manual method will help if you use a small organization, you have very less data access and other things, then you can go with manual method. But I never seen any environments there you used manual method. Everyone is used automatic shared memory or automatic memory management things. So by default, Oracle will allow automatic shared memory management. So we can use that automatic. As I said, SGA will assign 40% of your server memory. So what is the parameter where we need to, how much SGA we need to assign? 40% of your server memory you need to assign as an SGA by using free-gh command. We can identify how much server memory is there. My server memory is 5.5 GB. Okay, out of 5.5 GB, 40% I need to assign for my database, around 2 point something, right? 40% out of 5.5. Okay, 2.2 GB or 2.3 GB. But how much we are going to use? Exactly 2.27 GB. SGA plus PGA used the combination of your server. Total 5.6 GB is there. Here it is showing 5.5. That's okay. Nearby that, 40% it is already used. If you want to reduce that, okay, if you want to reduce or if you want to increase some memory, if you want to increase to 60% out of 5.5 GB, you want to increase, you can use automatic memory. And then you can increase it as part of your database configuration only. But this is also leverages to your server will crash. In the same server, you are using another instance, another database that is also shared by this memory only. At that time, if you are going to increase 3 GB to only this instance, DB database, another test DB will be there. That database will be shut it down, right? That will not able to access properly. Why? Because you have only 5.5 GB. Out of 5.5 GB, you are using 3.5 GB to this database. What about the next database? We need to access, right? That is where we need to use. Best option is this one. This will adjust how many databases on your server, and also it will manage the memory also. This is managed by automatic and shared memory. That's where we are going to use this option by default. If somebody will ask you how much SGA I need to keep in my database instance, simply you can answer it 40% of your server memory. 40% of your server memory you can assign as a SGA size, SGA plus PGA combination. If you are not going to provide, database will automatically fetch that 40% only. It won't fetch more than 40%. As per the standards, it is going to fetch only 40%. What about this? Why I'm not giving? Let me reshare it. Okay. Cool. This is the by default, and sizing purpose, characteristics. These are all the default ones, guys. No need to change anything. Keep it default. But even though in your real time you are going to configure according to your requirement, take the client requirement, how many users they are having. Okay. If it's the first time you are going to create in our client environments, we are going to with the default memories. But in real time environment, we are minimum 20 GB of SGA, we're going to 20 GB or 10 GB or 15 GB SGA, we're going to maintain. We are not going to maintain 2 GB, 3 GB. Okay. In real-time organizations, we are going to maintaining extra storage only, extra memory only. So by default, our database files is stored with 8 KB. Okay, I'll tell you this, what is the smallest block in like this, we call it as a single data block. Each block is having 8 KB size. This we cannot change it. This is fixed one. And how many data files you can use? This is, I think, maximum number of operating system user process that can simultaneously connect to this. If I can mention only 10 sessions, okay, I can open only 10 sessions. This is 1 session, 2, 3, and then 4. In this way, I can open 10 sessions, the database sessions. Okay. After 11th session, if I want to open, that won't allow. Why? Because we have a limitation. how many user sessions we need to allow on this database server. That is also by default 300 is there. So if your organization, you have more than 1000 employees, you can keep 1500 or 2000 sessions here. After database installation also, we can change this parameter. If you are using, if our organization is more than 5000 employees or more than 2000 or 3000, you can keep 3000 or 5000 processes. These processes will work according to your memory. Okay, each and every process is shared your PGA memory. If PGA is very less memory, 500 MB, how the sessions will take the memory? So we need to increase your memory to 20 GB. SGA is 20. PGA you can keep 8 GB or 10 GB. This 10 GB will shared by this 1000 or 5000 processes. So we can keep default 300. We are not going to touch anything. That is where, even though if you are entering, you are asking, my one of the database user is asking, I'm unable to connect. We can see how many processes running on the server. And if it is a process level, that's where our P1 will come into the picture. If the processes is reached more than 300, out of 300 user sessions are 100 sessions are inactive. They are not doing anything last 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What P1 will do, that will kill those sessions and that will make available for new users. They can able to access this. That's where the P1 background process will help. Okay, this is the default character. AL32 UTF. Okay, universal language, American standard language. That's a default. American, United States, and default language. We are not going to set anything. Connection modes. We saw, right, as part of our server parameter, dedicated server mode and shared server mode. By default, it's a dedicated server mode. Like each request, one thread will be assigned to serve that request. But in shared server mode, one request or one thread will support multiple requests. Okay, in multi-tenant, like big organizations, you are having huge number of what I can say, users load on your server. You can change this number. Okay, we can change, but default we are keeping normal dedicated server mode only. Everything is architecture, guys. If you are going through that architecture, we can able to understand these scenarios. Install sample schema configurations like human resource, some other content. We can add sample schema to database. But if you are not going to add this one, the HR schema will not be created. We need to create manually, but it is not required. I'm just selecting now. Okay, going through that. So these are all the inputs which we are having inside of this. So all are default, you can keep. No need to change anything. And click on next. This is complete architecture only we are learning. Architecture in the form of diagram. This is OEM, Oracle Enterprise Manager, to monitor our database health. If database is up and running, if database is down, if you configure this OEM, default for port for OEM is Oracle Enterprise Manager port is 5500. So we are not going to configure it. Required extra storage, extra memory, and to maintain also it is very difficult for us as part of lab. In real time, we can install that. Okay. So we are not going to select it. OEM we are not going to install. Next one is this one. This is very, very important. As part of our database creation, these two are the main admin users. Sys is the main admin user and system also admin user. Both, if you want to keep different passwords, we can use this option. If you want to keep system, sysops, and other admin users, these are the main two users. It is going to show it here. But other users also we are having in almost 37 users is there. Those are locked by default. Only system and sysops users are unlocked. If you want to keep the sys and system user same password, you can select this and put the password. Okay, put the password. If you are going to give the weak password, what error we used to get? I'll show you that. I'll mention small password. See, admin password enter does not conform to the Oracle recommended standards. This is a warning only. Okay, this is not error. The same you can use, no issues. But if I can met their strong password policy, I will not get that error. One special character, and special character means hash underscores, those we can use, and one letter, numeric value, one alpha. character, like small character or a big character we can use. So we will not get that warning. Even though if it is getting warning, you can use it. But Oracle strongly recommend you can put your database password is strong. Anyhow, it is our demo instance. We can keep anything. But I kept Oracle _123. What is this? That's okay. Welcome _123 I kept. I'll do one thing, reshare it. Sometimes if you are not going to reshare, that will give you the similar kind of things only. Edit, copy, maximize. Okay. Click on next and create the database. Here it is going to create our database. Now this step is going to, if you can uncheck it, we need to create manually. Okay, create that. Close. It is a default one only. We don't need to change anything. These are all the default things. So it is going to give you the summarized what all the inputs we have given. For that we can give. And this also database creation also we can use DBCA command, or else in a DBCA command we can use this response file. Save this response file, devdb DBCA command. Next time if you want to create, you can use this response file to create your database. Well, in response file, all these inputs will be there. If you want to create a test DB, change this devdb to test DB. And if you want to store another information, whatever, here it is. See here. It is going to create your data files, control files, redo log files, all CRD files is going to create. That is called database, right? In our database, this is our database files. These are our database files. This is our control files. These are our online redo log files. All these three together, we call it as a database, right? These three together, we call it as a database, CRD. Those files only it is going to create it here. See, it created data files, 4 data files. Okay. System, sysocs, undo, users, and temp will be there. That is different. Okay. That is also mandatory. And redo log files and control files. Control files it is storing in multiple locations. Why? Because if one file is lost, another file we can use it. Multiplexing of our control files. Okay. Temp file will be there. That is stored into temp location. That is not shown it here, but yeah, that will be created. Okay. Now we can initiate our database one. It will take another 10 to 12 minutes. Sometime it will complete in 9 minutes only. That won't take much. Why? Because it needs to create all this information, all these tables information. I'll show you before going to click on that. As of now, in this directory, we have only 4 directories or 4 folders we are having. Okay. Once we have initiated this, that will create. See, it is preparing the DB operations, copying the data files from the software. It is going to read it and it is going to create a system, sysocs, undo table space and temp also. Control files, parameter file, SP file, P files, any one of that file it is going to create. See here, alert log has been generated. So where this alert log has been there? Under diag only, right? See here. This is our base location. Inside of our diag folder, this alert log is going to create it. For database as a DBA, our job is to monitor this alert log. Whatever the task is going to perform, we need to monitor this alert log. I'll show you that alert log now and we can monitor. This will take time. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll go to alert log and then I'll show you. Let me take this snap. Let me monitor the alert log. In this location, see here again, this EFG tools has been there earlier, admin and audit vara data. This vara data is having our original files, original data. This is DB unique name, DB. This database related, see here, sysocs, system, users, and control files has been created. Okay, and temp also it is going to create it. I will show you that as well. So this is our data files location. If I want to go back 2 steps for upward from this DevDB location to I want to move to this location, how I did cd space dot dot forward slash dot dot. This dot dot will go back to vara data and this dot dot will go to Oracle. Same will happen. So we want to, this one we can say it's a parent one, parent directory. This is the child directory. So if you want to go back one, that we can say 1 step upward. This is upwards, towards up. So 1 step up. If you want to go back 1 step up, or if you want to go 1 step up, use cd dot dot. If you want to go back to forward, give the location. Oracle. Inside of this Oracle, diag location. That only it is showing, right? Diag, RDBMS, DBDB. This one is our database name and our SID name and the trace location. So here it is a RDBMS. Okay. If you are using grid or cluster, you can see your cluster log files under CRS, but we are not using. If you are using ASM file system, your ASM file system log files will store into this location. We are using RDBMS, database software, right? RDBMS. We are using relational database management, right? So we need to go to RDBMS. Inside of RDBMS, if you are using multiple databases on server, all those informations will come into picture here. DevDB1, TestDB, ProdDB, whatever the database is here. As of now, we have only one database. So here we need to go to inside of the dev. Here we have so many files will be there. Most of them will be confused. Alert log will store in alert. No, alert log will store into your trace file location. These alerts are different. Alert log is different. Okay. So we need to look into trace location for alert log. LSF and LTR alert log. Here we have so many files, all the trace files. These are all the trace files. If somebody are saying that my request is long running and it is not completed, my program is not completing, my insert was taking time, my update command is taking time. At that time, we need to enable the trace for that particular program or particular SQL. The trace files will be generated into this location only. That trace file we can convert to text file and then we can see to troubleshoot it as part of performance tuning. And what is the important thing in this trace location? Daily we need to check this alert log. Here it is. Alert log is in top. Okay. You can open the alert log. How we are going to open the alert log? You can open cat command. Don't go with the VI command. That is editor. Don't edit anything. If you want to read an alert, type cat. Cat will paste all that information, but it is not, we cannot go with all these lines, right? It's very difficult. At that time, what we are going to do, instead of cat command, we can use tail command. Tail means last. It will, if we are taking off this file, could you please show me the last lines of this file? How many lines you want to see the last 10 lines? -10 F. F means after 10th line, whatever the lines are generating, show me that also. If you are not going to mention in F, you can see only exact 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. That's it. If you want to see only last 10 lines of this file, you can use tail command. If I want to see 10 lines and then next lines also I want to see, give F. Okay, as of now it is 10th line only, it is going to hold it, and next line it is going to keep on. We need to monitor the log in this way. See, next lines, whatever the next lines is generated into our alert log, we are going to monitor. So these many things is going on. This for this work background, this is going on in the server. That is where we need to monitor the alert logs. See, redo log file has been updating the information. Current transactions where those are going to store our redo log files only, right? whatever the information is generated into the database, our redo log files. See here, redo log 1 file is an updated. After that, redo log 2 is going to update it. Once it is done, again redo log 1 will be updated. Logs which will be occurred. Okay, these things we are going to see it in as part of this alert log. And next, we don't have any other steps, guys. I think it's 15 minutes past. So next 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes only, it won't take much. Almost 66% is completed. Completion of the database creation. Post configurations won't take much. As of now, database creation almost done. And then we can conclude this session today. Okay. What are all the questions? Can we end the session? Oops. Hala, give me 2 to 3 minutes. If you want, you can leave also. Why? Because there is no other steps we are going to do it. Once this is done, we are going to click on finish. That's it. Or else you can wait for a few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. That is fine. Otherwise, you can leave. There is no other steps. Okay. We are not going to execute anything. So our database almost created. It is done. Let me take another session. In this session, Oracle base location, I want to go. Here we have Vara data files is there, no? Go to Vara data files. List of the files, only dev.db. Okay. Here we have, see, other temp, this one. Temp table space has been created. Redo log files 3 will be there. Redo log 1, redo log 3, and redo log 2. 3 files created. Control files also created. Undo table space, sysocs table space, system table space, user table space. So mandatory table spaces are temp, user, system, sysocs, undo. So total 5 table spaces has been created. And control files are multiplexing 2. One is fine for us. If one is any issues, it is dropped or some corrupted, we can use another control file. That's where 2 control file has been created. In this scenario, it is stored in single location, but we can use this in different location. If you enable the FRA, this control file will store into different location. Okay, manually also we can change. And redo log files are this 1, 2, 3 redo log files. First, it is going to write it the current transactions here. Once it is filled, it is switched to redo log file 2. Once it is filled, it is going to redo log 3. And once 3 is filled, again it is going to overwrite 01 and 02. So its loop will be continuous 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So our database CRD files has been created. And what files we need to do? SP files, right? SP file and P file. Those will stored into your Oracle home location, Oracle home DBS location. I think it is completed. Okay, Oracle home DBS location, our SP file, parameter files will be stored. Parameter file, SP file or P file will be stored. Yeah, anyone have any doubts? It is done, guys. Yeah, it is done. As I said, it won't take much time. It is completed. Our database installation has been successfully completed. See here, our SP file located into Oracle home DBS location. This is our parameter file, SP file. Why? Because why we need this SP file? To start our Oracle database instance. If you want to start this instance, we need that parameter file. That the database instance will read the parameter file, then only it will start. Once that is start, we can able to access the data files. Okay, that's all about this DB creation, guys. And then tomorrow we can see how to connect this database and all. And we conclude this architecture. We'll start RAC architecture. Database install configuration completed. Yeah, any doubts, guys? We can, if you have any, I'll take it out and then we can close the call also. Close it. That's it. Yeah, guys. No, right? Yes.
No, thank you.
Okay, cool. See, this alert log, as of now, our database is alter database open. Our database is open. So let me show you the database and I'll close this tab. I'll take a new one and just want to show you our database status. That's it. And we can close it. SQL plus as this is DBA. See, I have connected my database is 19.3 database version. Select name, comma, open underscore mode from $, database. Our database is read write, right? And if you want to see the instance is up and running or not, you can use ps-ef pipegraph smon. Our DevDB instance is up and running. If you want to see your background processes are up and running, if instance is up and running, obviously that background, we can say smon already there, no? pmon background process also there. All mandatory, 5 mandatory background process also, it will come up, no issues. So this concludes our database installation portion. And listeners, other things we can create it tomorrow, guys. Okay. I'll share this document today and you can practice it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.